Hi, welcome to CG Taiwan. I am Chen. In this video tutorial, we are going to create this Luffa vegetable farm. A Luffa is kind of a vegetable very common in Taiwan. Because Luffa is plants that can rambling like an ivy, so we are going to use a free software ivy generator created by Thomas Loft. So there's three parts we are going to create. In the background there's a papaya tree. It is use Xfrog tropical tree library, so it's optional. And the main thing is the rumbling Luffa, this ivy-like plants, and the Luffa rack. Obviously, very simple to create, and those bamboo stick. So the software you need 3ds Max 7 and ivy generator, which is a freeware, and we are going to use Darktree Simbionts 2.5 plugin to create texture for the ground. And deep exploration is for convert 3ds Max object to OBJ file, and Xfrog tropical tree for the papaya tree. This is optional, and rendering with Finalrender and with Dutch nature HDRI background. So after you download the ivy generator, you have this ivy generator Win32 folder, and in the bin subfolder you can find the ivy generator executive, and you can run it, and you got this empty viewport. And in the ivy generator subfolder there's a data folder, and there's a file named klinker more. This is a wall model ready to for your ivy to rambling. So let's import the object first. Go to data and klinker, yeah, and double click anywhere and you can start grow your ivy. So obviously what now we need to build a custom object that can be climbed by the Luffa. So we are going to create a custom Luffa rack in 3ds Max and import in ivy generator. Because ivy generator is scale dependent, so now let's start our 3ds Max and import the wall shipped with ivy generator as a reference object. As you can see, although it's a OBJ format, after you import it, it will rotate around the x-axis 90 degrees. So we are going to use this wall as our reference object and create our Luffa rack, which is very simple to create. So now let's start with some simple box. and this will be the column of the Luffa rack. So we can adjust its segment and convert it to editable poly. So we'll make copy. So now we have about 4 columns, and you can adjust its vertices to give it more natural looking, but we are not going to focus on this part. So you can make an adjustment of those column. Okay. Because this Luffa rack is very simple object, so I believe you can make it your own. And now I finished this rack, and it's created by using a fuel box and fuel cylinder. This cylinder is to mimic the bamboo stick. And as you notice, I rotate around x-axis about 90 degrees to match the rotation of this wall. Therefore, after we import it in IV generator, the rotation will be correct. And because this Luffa rack is too complicated, I made a proxy of this Luffa rack. So I made this proxy object. This object is much more simple, and which will be easier for the IV generator to run. So next step is we are going to export this Luffa rack proxy object into IV generator. We can use export function in 3ds Max and export it as a wavefront object OBJ file. However, I found I have a problem with this exporter. So instead, I use Deep Exploration, another software, to do the conversion. So first, I save this proxy as 3ds Max 3D Studio file, and I've opened the file, the 3ds file in Deep Exploration, and export the file. So save as the file as OBJ. Now we import the proxy object, proxy OBJ object, and this object are now ready for the IV to ramble. Usually I set the primary weight to 1 and random weight to about 0.07, and branching probability increased to about 0.995, which is very good for simulate the Luffa fruit. And so now let's click on here and hit the grow. Sometimes it's not successful because the IV generators stop. Somehow it stopped, so you can change the place. So now let's try this here and grow it. So this time it looks more natural and growing. You can stop any time at any time, and now we are going to birth. So the more leaf positivity, the less number of the leaf will have. So we can increase the leaf size and increase the leaf probability a little bit more and hit birth. Now we have this result, and we can export this IV. We hit this export obj and we can save it. So now we import the IV generated by IV generator, and of course we rotate it minus 90 degree around x-axis to match this the normal rotation of the rack. And after you open it, you can click on the IV, the mesh generated by IV, and it is an edible mesh. And you can go to the under the surface level. You can go to the ID group. There's 3 ID. One is for the leaf number 1 and the leaf number 2. So you have 2 kind of leaf, and you have this part. I don't know how to maybe I don't know how to call it. It's stem. So basically, you have to create 3 material: leaf 1, leaf 2, and the stem. So you can make your own custom leaf map, or you can use this dropper in the material editor and click on the IV generator mesh, and boom, you have this multi-sub-object material, and you have this leaf adult, leaf young, and the branch map that's shipped with IV generator. So now we are. This is an extra picture I taken by me, and it's a real Luffa leaf. So we are going to create a map for the leaf. So you can open up with Photoshop and use crop tool to crop it. And you have to rotate it 90 degree. This rotation is for the IV generator mesh, and you can fix the particular highlight with clone tool. Of course, you can scale down the size a little bit and use this clone tool to fix some of the highlight, so you get much better even color, diffuse color. And next we are going to extract the leaf with this Photoshop extract tool. I'm sorry, extract, and brush size should be smaller. It's just a demonstration, so it will be not accurate, but you get the idea. So now we have this a leaf. This is good for diffuse channel, diffuse map, and you can use the load selection and use this button, and it will create a quick mask. And usually I use this quick mask and select all and copy and paste into layer. So now we have this one for the opacity map, and this one for the diffuse map. Next, we are going to create Luffa fruit itself. I have already set up the reference image plane, and go to the front view and use the shape line and set all drag type, initial type to corner, and just click, draw the outline of our Luffa fruit. Okay, and now apply a let's say modifier, use align, use minimum, yep, and check the flip normal. Now you have this kind of stuff, and you can apply a turbo smooth to this object, and go back to line and hit this show end result, and you can modify this a little bit. So okay, so the next step is to give it UVW map, and cylinder, use alignment, use X alignment, and fit. And next we are going to use a free plugin, Textporter, a very famous plugin, and pick this object, and now we have this UVW map. And for the Luffa flower, this is the flower of Luffa. It is very complex, but we are going to see it in a far distance. So I simplify the shape of this Luffa. Basically, it is a pentagon. So go to shape and use N-gon and change size to 5. Okay, and you can convert it. You can extrude, give it extrude modifier, and collapse, convert it to poly, and select all the edge and extrude. So you can extrude a bevel. So you get the idea. It's quite simple, just extrude and the scale. And now you have this flower, and in the bottom, extrude. Oops. Layer and extrude. And delete this surface. And normal, give it a normal, yeah. And give it UVW. I use just flat planar UVW map, and give it flower texture map. So now we are done. So now after we finish all the IV generator stuff and the rack and the flower and the fruit, and now I import the X-Frog tropical papaya tree. This is optional, but sure it's give more a feeling of this scene. And let me explain how I made this ground. To create a ground object, I start with a plane and quickly set up your Finalrender and give this plane Finalrender micro displacement modifier, and you can give it any procedural map. Here I use noise, and go to material editor and click and drag, copy an instance of this material, and to see the result you can check the show edge, and you can increase the height, yeah, and change noise type to fractal, and decrease the size. So now you get the feeling of this micro this ground. And when rendering, please check, remember to check this option, micro displacement. That's the modeling part of the ground, the terrain. And now we are going to use a free texture plugin, Darktree Simbionts. You can download the plugin, and there are plenty of material free and ready to use. We are going to use this terrain, and we are going to use this dirt tool, which is perfect for the ground. So in 3ds Max, select any material and click on standard and select Symbiont Max. And click on this None button and go to your Darktree Simbionts texture folder, and you can find a dirt tool and apply this to your terrain. And let me briefly explain my rendering setup. I use Finalrender Stage 1 as my renderer, and I use Finalrender Adaptive Quantum Monte Carlo as my rendering engine. And for the indirect illumination skylight, I use physical sky. And there's a good option for you is to you can get the location. I come from Asia and Taiwan, so I use this option. You can change the time if you want your vegetable farm. You need time, maybe 12 hours. You can switch the time you want. And for the background, as you can see, I have a background, two different background. So I did use HDRI background. So in the environment and effect background, use be my HDRI and select the HDR file and click and drag into material editor, and you can change the type environment to spherical environment, and I set the exposure to 1. And to make the background and the terrain, the ground looks more natural and blurry, I did use focal length option. I did use depth of field option. So I turn on the depth of field in the ray tracer setting, and I decrease the number to about 0.3, and check this use camera target as a focal point. And I perform the composite in Photoshop. Basically, I have two passes. One is background, the terrain, and the papaya tree. And for foreground, the Luffa rack and some grass. And the render and save it as a PNG file. The PNG file, which is which is perfect for composite, because it saves the alpha channel. So in Photoshop, click on the channels, alpha channel, and you can first change the mode to 8-bit, and now you can load selection and cut the diffuse and paste into the background. Because we have two passes, so we can either manually blur this horizon, or we can render the background. We can render the background with the depth of field DOF turn on. So that's it. This is the video tutorial, and thank you for watching this video, and bye bye.